welcome to today's video where we finally talk about A Ruinous Fate by Kaylie Smith. This book, the reason it's taken me this long to finish it is not only because I had my own book, King of Death and Daggers, to get ready for its publication date. It released a couple weeks ago. Links for my books are all in the description below, and I would love it if you would go check them out. Anyways, not only is that the reason why I procrastinated this book, but finishing the last 100 pages that I had left, I knew it wouldn't end too great, and I only knew this because as the book went on, the title said something so awful would happen. Not only would there be something awful that happened, there would also be so many things tied with fate, and like, you can't fully escape fate, at least not in this book. So I was a little worried because there wasn't exactly a character that I wouldn't mind dead. Except one. There was one person that I absolutely wouldn't mind if he was dead. However, the son of a bitch is still alive. And you know what? It's fine. That was my notebook with all of my notes. Anyways, so this book made me a mess. I was a mess for a while. I am literally recording this a whole 24 hours after I finished reading the book because I needed time. I needed time to recover from the absolute travesty that is this book. And I just gotta say it. Kaylie Smith, I love you for writing this. I love it. But damn, girl, you really gotta tug on those heartstrings, don't you? 'Cause we're just gonna start off with talking about Kayla and Ezra, my two favorite characters in this. Ezra being my favorite. Fuck you. Okay, so I love Kayla because she's not like your typical usual female lead where they're just a badass in every aspect. Like, Kayla's a badass, sure, but like, she's not the usual badass. And you know what? I love it. I love it. I love a change to things. I did not make that kind of change in my own books because my female main character is an absolute badass in every respect. Even though she has to go through a lot of trauma. But that's where my books are different. Mine has a very strong moral ground that ends up making it so that she gets tortured for 6 months. Haha, go check out King of Death and Daggers if you haven't already. That's where the absolute nonsense is that, I'm gonna just hide from people. Yeah, Kayla, I love her because she's not that typical, like, she's badass in her own way, but like, she's not the best fighter, I'd say. And she relies a lot on her magic, which she's also cursed with something called the siphon curse, which means she can siphon the magical energy and life force and blood when it's mixed with her rogue magic, because she's a rogue witch, and just like suck it out of people, which I get it. Not exactly the kind of power you would want if you don't want to hurt anyone, because she had killed her own mother. But you know what? It's fine. good. Who needs a mother? That was so out of pocket. So, I love Kaylie. She's great. There's a lot of complications with her and Ezra. Now, Ezra, he is the younger brother of the Onyx Princes, the only children born to the 3 witch queens, and it's only born to one of them. Yeah. There's no cousins for these guys. Anyways, so Ezra is my heart, my soul. I love the man. I hate what you did to him, Kaylie. I hate it. Ezra deserved to live, but no, he got his heart ripped out by a Valkyrie. Okay, so I love Ezra. He's a little... It's self-destructive, I'll say. He's a little self-destructive, but you know what? I don't like a man that I think I can fix. No, I'm also self-destructive. I relate to him all too well. That's why I like him. But you know what? Just had to get rid of him, didn't ya? Just had to get rid of the best man ever to exist. I love how much Ezra cares for Kaylie. And how much he actually does love her. But you know what? It's fine. It's so fine. We're gonna just live life how it is. I almost don't want to read A Reckless Oath because that title's no better than that title. And with all the things that have happened, I'm scared. I'm scared for what A Reckless Oath will hold. Yeah, let's get into all of the other characters in this because there's a lot. We've got Delphine, a siren who's run from the Siren Sea for some reason. We don't really know a whole lot about a lot of these characters' past, except for Gideon, which is a little iffy still. Ezra, sort of, but you're not really going to learn much more about Ezra now because Kaylie fucking killed him. Kalla's past you know a bit more about, actually a lot more. You learned some of Hannah's, which we're going to get into after we talk about Delphine. But Delphine, don't really know much about her. You know she ran from the Siren Sea, and you know from the sirens that captured her in this book, because yeah, that happens. This is a full spoiler talk of this book. You find out from the sirens that she owes them a life. But that can mean different things. That could mean she killed someone, or that could mean just something else. She broke some sort of I don't know. A Reckless Oath makes me think she broke an oath. But you know what? You don't know much about her. Like, you know, she's a siren. You know what her description is. You know she's confident in her appearance. You know she's just... she's got sass. And she's great for so many reasons. She's got Kalla's back no matter what, and she's so good with it. But yeah, Delphine was taken. So I'm scared for what's gonna happen in A Reckless Oath. I'm scared for a lot of things that's gonna happen in that book, because the third book, because I know this is a trilogy, I looked it up. Because the third book hasn't even been announced for a title yet. So, yeah, we're gonna be living life good. Gonna be living a heartbroken life. Oh my god. Anyways, let's move on to Hannah. Oh, poor Hannah. Another rogue witch. We know of rogue witches and we know of onyx witches. I don't know what the other third witch kind is, but I don't remember if we were told. Anyways, so yes, we've got another rogue witch. A rogue witch that is apparently, from a flashback, powerful enough to raise the dead, to perform necromancy. And and she was forced by her mother, even though it made her feel, it caused her pain, essentially. And so using her magic actually makes her sick now. So who knows? I'm interested to learn more about Hannah, though also I have my own frustrations with Hannah, and that is, why would you wait until Delphine is about to be taken away by sirens to tell her that you love her? Like, why? Hannah, come on, get a grip, girl. There were plenty of times before where you could have said this. Worst she could say is ew. Worst she could do is just let you down gently. Because Delphine is not the type of person to be harsh to Hannah. No. And I believe Delphine somewhat feels the same. Even if she doesn't realize it. This is a ship I will die on. My other ship that I was going to die on, one of them died, so I'm in pain. Anyways, Hannah is also now mute because she destroyed her vocal cords by screaming while Delphine was taken away. So it's interesting to have a character who's not talking for part of the book. Though she was also very quiet before. It's really weird. It's not weird. It's just unique, I'd say. Next, we're done with the girls. We're done with the girls that were just thrust into this journey. Now we've got the boys. Well, the girls and Ezra who were thrust into this journey because Ezra wasn't going to join in the first place. Now we've got the boys. And we're going to start off with the one that I hate the most. And that is Kestrel. Because Kestrel's a fucking jealous asshole prick who should die. Okay. Kestrel is a unique character because you like him at first, and then you start to hate him, and then you start to... That train is loud. Then you start to hate him more and more as the story goes on. He's just... And then he tells Ezra and Gideon's mother where they can find the last blood warrior. I hate it. I hate it so much. I wanna just die. That's what I want to happen. I want to die after everything that's happened, because Kestrel is a very old onyx witch, and I don't like Kestrel. Every time he's on the page of the book, it just feels awful. I don't like him. I just don't. It's hard to explain in my emotional mind of words, but boy, does that man make me just mad. It might be because of that epilogue, but you know what? We're not going to talk about that. Because, yeah, I already mentioned that, and no. Next, we're going to talk about Cass, or Caspian, and oh my god, best side character ever. Best side character. He's comedic. He's amazing. He's arrogant, but in a lovable way, and he's so confident in himself. It's chef's kiss. I love this man. He is the best side character. Whenever the book shifts to him, I love him on every page he's on. And it's so amazing. I truly do love him. He's so great. He's a great side character, and I love him. He needs more book time. He needs more page time. Now on to Gideon. I have complicated feelings about Gideon. Now, before Ezra went and bit the bullet because of that stupid Valkyrie, I was low-key holding out hope for Ezra and Kala to, like, make up. But, like, if it didn't happen, I was gonna, like, switch my ship to Gideon and Kala. And that's just because Gideon's her second best bet for that. As Delphine points out at some point in the book, Gideon is secure and he's good and he's level-headed. But the thing is, I don't know how much to trust Gideon. He keeps things so close to his chest, and it's so hard to trust someone like that. I should know. I have been around many people like that. Anyways, so Gideon, he's still good. He still had Kala join him on this endeavor to get rid of his roles, which would also get rid of her roles because they have the same roles currently. Because neither of them wants the Blood Warrior curse. Because, yeah, no one wants that. Who would want that? So, yeah. Gideon hides a lot of things. And so I don't know how much to trust him, but you know what? He seems to have developed feelings for Kala, so we'll see where Reckless brings us with those two, because I don't know. But Gideon's he's a good character. I love him for that. But I'm scared about how much I can actually trust him. And I get it. You probably want to trust a character like that immediately. However, I have had my heart broken far too many times by authors. I have broken my own heart with my own books as an author. I do not trust anything. So, until it is proven to me that Gideon is not going to hide anything else, and he is going to be 100% truthful, I am not going to believe a word out of that man's mouth. Actually, he's never really lied. He's just hidden his agenda slightly. But still, not going to fully trust him for now. But that's a whole me thing, because I have trust issues. That's not on Gideon. Next, I want to talk about the creepy ass character that is the Witch Eater. First off, what a name. What a name. And the fact that Kala's siphon curse doesn't work on this person. It's interesting. I can't wait to see more of the Witch Eater, because the Witch Eater is just such an interesting character. You don't know anything really about this Witch Eater. You don't know why they're called the Witch Eater. You don't know anything about them, and it's great. It's lively. I love it when I don't know much about such mysterious characters. And the Witch Eater, they're literally the fucking... They are the best kind of antagonist, because they're only slightly antagonizing everything. But yeah, I love the character of the Witch Eater, and I can't wait to see more, so that we can maybe learn a little bit more about the Witch Eater, and really what they are. Because that would be interesting to know. is what exactly they are. Next, let's talk about the world building of this thing. Because, like, stop. I must say that the map here, amazing. Now, you've got all of this stuff. The witch realms are all in the... Oh, it's Terra. Right? Yeah, Terra's the other one, which would be, like, Earth and stuff. Anyways, Terra's the other witch realm. Anyways, so this is a map of Illustros. Illustros? Yeah, Illustros. And this is where all kinds of fae, humans, orcs, goblins, witches, all sorts of sirens, kelpies, all kinds of creatures are. Lots of things. But this whole world is so richly built. Now, some things in this world, you might need some prior knowledge of how the fae folk work and a lot of things, but a lot of it is explained after the fact, but it is explained, and I love it because I don't read a whole lot of fae. I do know a lot of fae related things, just in general, but I haven't read a whole lot of fae books. As is prevalent by all the books on my shelves, most of them do not contain the fae. There are a few, and of those few, I haven't exactly read them to completion, at least. So, it's always interesting, but I don't like things to be just the fae. I like that this book mixes witches with fae, and like sirens who are not of the fae folk. So it's really interesting. So the whole world building of this is great. It's immaculate. You know what rogue witches deal with, and that is blood in the body. Onyx witches deal with the elements, like mostly wind from what I've seen. I haven't really seen them wield anything else, but who knows, maybe other elements. And then, but wind might be the easiest and least lethal, I'd say. Then we've got the Terra witches, which I'm assuming, because they're not really talked about, I'm assuming they're more of like earth and ground. I don't know. But more of like controlling like earth growth and stuff like that. I don't really know, but you know what, it's fine. And then you've got the sirens, which reside in the Siren Sea, and we don't really know much about them, but you know, that's to come in a reckless oath. There's only so much you can do in one book with lore on a world, because it's a lot. But this book has so much world building in it, and it's so great, and I love it, and I love learning about new worlds and fantasy world, and it's great. I love every little bit of it, and I cannot wait to get into more of it. It's so great. But yeah, you learn a lot of things about the world building of this in this book, and it's amazing. I love every little bit of world building that there is in this world. It's chef's kiss. Another piece of world building that I really do love is that the witches and the Valkyrie are at war. Because like the Valkyrie are even a thing in here, and usually the Valkyrie are a thing of Norse mythology, and there's not really Norse mythology here, but they've been brought over from Norse mythology, which is interesting to say the least, and it's just fascinating. Now, we don't know much about the Valkyrie. But from basic Norse mythology lore, the Valkyrie take souls of the dead and either bring them to the hells or to salvation. Whatever. But a lot of Valkyries are taking witches before they are meant to go, before their time. So then there's this whole war with the witches and the Valkyrie, and so the witch queens are constantly like getting people to fight in this war. Anyways, that's a whole thing that I only wanted to mention because there is a Valkyrie in this book, and I have mentioned it a few times, and that Valkyrie is a fucking bitch for taking Ezra's heart out of his chest. I hate her, and I want her dead. And you know what? She's not dead. She's not. I would love her to be, though. She's the only Valkyrie I have a vendetta against right now. I hope the others aren't the same. Anyways, let's talk about the Heartbreak Prince curse. This is an interesting curse. We don't really know. We know some of it from what we were told, but from my memory, not much was revealed to us about this curse, other than the fact that there was a vengeful witch who decided to curse every prince that bears this curse, and once one Heartbreak Prince dies, the next prince to be born has the curse, which, based on this little information alone, how Gideon ever thought Ezra was the Heartbreak Prince? The fuck? The fuck you think you are? You're the firstborn prince in who knows how long. You're the Heartbreak Prince. Like, bitch. You should know this. But now he didn't. He's a fool. And also the Valkyrie told him he was the Heartbreak Prince. Like, come on. I'm not gonna get into it. No way in hell am I getting into that. But we're told that when the Heartbreak Prince falls in love, that's when he loses his heart. But that's not entirely very descriptive. Because loses his heart could mean several different things. Could mean the person that they love when they fall in love. So when they fall in love, they lose their heart. So the Heartbreak Prince, when he falls in love, he will lose his heart. And it's not very descriptive, but you know what? I think I know what it means. And it's all because of the events that happened at the end. So we're going to get to those in a moment. But losing your heart after you've fallen in love, I feel like most likely means that the person that the Heartbreak Prince has fallen in love with is gonna die. Because that is his vice. Now we're gonna get into the events of the end of the book. Because Gideon falsely gives wrong... Okay, so Gideon gives wrong ingredients to an ancient spell. And it messes up the spell. So now he and Kaylie are now soul bonded. Okay, they also have each other's curses. So Kaylie now has the Heartbreak Prince curse. So now she's a Heartbreak Princess. And Gideon also has one of her curses, but I'm assuming it's not the Siphon curse. It is the Blood Warrior curse, because Kaylie was the last Blood Warrior. But she hadn't completed her roles, so the curse hadn't been activated yet. Anyways, so to preface this, how Kaylie already knew she was in love with Ezra. So shortly after they become soul bonded, they get each other's curses. Kaylie now has the Heartbreak Prince curse, and she's already fallen in love. Ezra dies. That is her heart. Her heart was ripped out. Yeah? I don't know. I literally don't know. There's not much fucking given to us on this curse. And I wish there was more, but you know what? There's not. So we suffer. That's what happens, is we suffer. Anyways, so yeah, there's that curse. I hate the curse. But my question is, if Kaylie and Gideon both have feelings for each other, end up falling in love, but they both have the Heartbreak Prince curse, how does that work? Because they're also soul bonded. So when one gets hurt, the other gets hurt in the same way. And Kaylie's also got his super healing again. Super healing because he's a true witch, in which she is only half witch. But like, come on. What? Huh? I don't understand. There's so much that has to be explained. But this is only the first book, so I'll give it a little leave. Also, I am fascinated with the Blood Warrior curse that the Fates made, because damn, that is a quite curse, and yeah, I can't wait to see how everything unfolds. Yeah, this book broke me, as it probably should have, based off of the title. So, Kaylie Smith, you succeeded in that endeavor. You broke me. And, yeah. So, that's all I have to say about A Ruinous Fate. This video is probably way too long, but you know what? That's for editing me to figure out later. So, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button and make sure you ring that notification bell so you know when I post a new video, because we all know I am terrible at keeping a schedule because I work a full-time job. I write my own books. I do a lot of other stuff. We're not going to talk about it. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you want to support me, links to my books are in the description below, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!